So there's really two reasons why people typically will lose an account, right? The first reason I'm going to touch on a little bit, that's pretty obvious. That's, people are not cleaning accounts the way that they should. But the second reason is something that often gets overlooked and people are wondering, like, why are we losing these accounts? So in this video, I'm going to address that second issue. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive to figure out how you can, one, avoid the issue, and two, if you're presented with this issue, how do you perfect your system, move forward so that you do not have to keep jumping over the same hurdle over and over and over? So with that said, guys, let's go ahead, let's get into it. Okay, so the number one reason why, people lose accounts, businesses lose accounts, and we're talking specifically about the commercial cleaning space. We're not talking about residential, we're not talking about Airbnbs, we're talking about strictly commercial, okay? So the number one reason why people are losing commercial cleaning business is because they are not cleaning up to the customer's expectation, right? The customer has a certain set of standards that when you took on the contract, or when because I've lost accounts myself, right? So the customer has a certain set of standards that when I took on the contract, I said that we were going to be able to meet. We ended up losing accounts, losing contracts because we weren't meeting those standards. 9 times out of 10, we don't really lose a lot of accounts, but 9 times out of 10, people who do lose accounts, they're going to lose because they're not cleaning up to the customer standards. And, that's really the number one reason why accounts are being lost. Now, the number two reason, and this is what I really want to drive home in this video. This is the reason why we're making this video, is to go over number two. The number two reason why accounts are being lost has solely to do with customer relations, right? How is the communication between you or your representative, whoever you designate to speak to the customer? How is that relationship? This is how it looks for us. After we have met with the customer initially, or actually our second time around, and the customer says, hey, or the prospect says, hey, we want to actually do business with you. We both agree to sign contracts. That prospect now becomes a client, and we're able to start servicing them almost. And the reason why I say almost, because we have to go ahead and weave in how we're going to be doing a lot of our communication. Now, with our business, right now we use logbooks, right? This is something that we have our own system in place. We'll leave a logbook. Anything that needs to be said within the logbook, go ahead, write it down. We'll make sure that we take care of it. Is that a perfect system? No, it's not, right? There's still room for error. There's still mistakes that can happen. So another way that we communicate is through email, right? And if email's not working, which it always does, the client knows that they, one, have my phone number, and two, I'm never too busy to go ahead and address their needs when it comes to the business, right? There's always going to be time on my schedule for me to be able to go ahead and meet with a client to fix whatever problem that they have. To this day, I have not had one single client abuse that. They're too busy, running their business. They're gonna be calling me, texting me every 15, 20 minutes. But when they do call or when they do text, it's something that I do need to know about. And it's not always a bad thing, but we always want to have open lines of communication, right? Another thing that we do, and this can be used as a tip. Use this as a tip for yourself, okay? What we'll do, once we hire someone, we'll bring them in. 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to clean around a C level, right? They're going to be at about a C. Our inspector or our supervisor is going to get them up a level. They're going to get them up to a B, B plus, A minus, somewhere around there, right? This is where they're supposed to be. This is the way the account should look by the time the customer comes in the following business day. So that way, where the customer's not filling out logbooks or not emailing or not calling so much, because we have steps in place to make sure that the customer can focus on their business and not always have to check behind what we have going on. So we've been servicing this account, right? Just hypothetically, we've been servicing this account for, a month, 2 months. And let's say, for example, it's on a Friday. I'll go ahead, I'll reach out to the customer. I may give them a call. Hey, so-and-so, this is Marcus with such and such company. Really quick, I just wanted to let you know that we're gonna be in there over the weekend doing some touch-up work, right? We're gonna be making sure that all of this stuff is taken care of. You don't have anything to worry about, so Monday comes. It's really nothing different than what we normally do, except for I'm going to schedule the inspection to be on a weekend, right? The customer is going to be like, oh, wow, Marcus, thank you so much. Yeah, that we appreciate it. Once we get that out of the way, once we've established that there are no existing issues that I'm aware of, once that's established and out of the way, it's Friday. Hey, so, really quick, like, what do you got? You got any plans for the weekend? What do you got? The weather's nice. Whatever it is, right? Get them to talking about the things that they're going to be doing. I'll share some of the things that I'm going to do. If it's going to be raining in Washington, which it always is, hey, try to stay dry this weekend, so on and so forth, right? If it's hot, enjoy the weather, whatever it is. This little thing, one, you're letting them know that you're coming in to service them on a higher level, making sure that it's a clean environment for them when they come in the next day, or it's clean for their clients, or when they come in, you're making sure that they're taken care of. But then you're also taking an extra step to go a little bit further to make sure, hey, how are you as a person? What do you have planned for the weekend? I heard such and such is going on in town, or this is going to happen, or, make sure that you stay dry because it's going to be right. Like all of these little things, all of these small things, all of this stuff adds up, right? And in the customer eyes, through time, they're like, you're not going to just be another cleaning company. You're going to be Marcus with such and such company. We like him. We do business with them. There's been times when, and I'm going through this right now, actually, one of the accounts that we service, this is actually one of our older accounts that we've had this account for at least probably around 6-7 years. We've been servicing this account for a long time. The original point of contact when I first met, she's no longer in that role. She's now a director, right? So she's in a completely different role. They brought a new person in who I don't have a relationship with, but I do have a great relationship with the director. Now, the new person that came in, she doesn't know us. She just, there are some problems, some things that I definitely need to go ahead and address, which I did. But, they're like, hey, we may start looking at another thing. This is a conversation that I'm not privy to. I found out about this later. The director caught wind of it. She said, no, absolutely not. I know Marcus. Reach out to him, have him come in. They're going to get it taken care of. Don't worry about it. Sure enough, we go in, make the director look good, save the company, save our business. And now this whole, we have to go ahead and start rekindling or creating a deeper connection with the new person who's now in that role. So don't ever think for one second that, asking about someone's day or finding a common interest with anyone at the account. It does not always have to be the person who signs the contract. It could be anyone. I can go on. There's so many stories that I have from, people who've worked at accounts for 30 years, right? And I've known them for the last 5 or the last 6 years, and we've built a relationship with that person that decided that they want to stay in accounting. They may have trained the person who actually signs the contracts, right? And this is actually the case in that situation. So I'm not saying when you go into these accounts, you need to have these long-winded, open book conversations with people. But the point of this video is that customer relations, it is real, it is important. When you have the opportunity to show people like, hey, I'm not just a company, I'm an actual person, and I see you're a person, ask about their day, how are things going? Give genuine interest when it's genuine. That alone will save you so much time, money, and accounts. Guys, that is it for today's video. Like I say, in the game of business, spectators are only going to watch. Hustlers get into the game so they can win. I'm always dropping jewels. Just make sure you're in position to pick them up. The only way to do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, my name is Marcus Crockett. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.